Is there a reason why Florida is just so damn hot? Is this necessary, right? Like, is this what it has to be all the time? Look at that sky. Look at that sky. What's going on, fam?
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome everyone to episode 507 of the Daily Swole, the most muscular swolecast in the realm, because when I walk and I flex and you flex, we all flex our biceps. And yep, I am walking down the street. I decided to take a little walk because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been in my home state. Well, I shouldn't say home state, but it's been a while since I've been back in Florida. So I decided just to, I don't know, get out, get some sun on my tits. So thank you so much. Actually, you can see, like, I'm looking around, I'm still seeing houses that are boarded up from the hurricane and everything. People still cleaning up, people still fixing up and getting their life back in order. There's trees everywhere, so when I'm walking by, I'll show you some of the stuff that I've been seeing around. But yeah, fam, live every day at 12 noon Eastern time. And those of you that are just joining for the first time, welcome to the Daily Swole. You can catch all the episodes also on YouTube and listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. So if you haven't checked out the audio podcast, just type in Swolenormous on SoundCloud or iTunes, wherever you prefer to catch your swole and your gains. If you like to watch your gains, if you like to listen to your gains, you can get all the gains there. See, got all these like trees and stuff like lying around. So those of you that are just joining for the first time, we do this all the time, and sometimes I'm sitting there with my board, sometimes I'm going for a walk, and I like to mix things up. And it's funny because, generally I'm in the same places more often than not. Generally I'll be, either in my office, in front of the board, or I might be in my car. There's certain places that I normally do the show. And every once in a while, I'll come back and, I'll do the show in a place that I haven't done the show in a while. And those of you that watch it every day, you might recognize, this area. I've walked across this bridge before. I've done the show walking, in this neighborhood before. So if it looks familiar, that's why. And it's interesting because I don't plan necessarily where I do my show. I know what I want to talk about. I know the direction that we're going, and I know the points I want to get across, but I don't always, I don't I don't plan my life around, okay, it's 12, I have to be in this one location. I used to when I did things a little bit differently. But I'm a lot more, I wouldn't say casual, but I like to go a little bit with the flow now. I like it to make it real and organic. What's going on, Anna? Good morning, John. Yeah, this nice weather. It's hot. So that being said, I like to kind of go back mentally. And let me actually turn around a little bit. I like to go back mentally when it comes to, my place, I guess my mental place the last time I did the show in this location. And I remember kind of thinking back where my head was the last time I did this show, when I was walking down this bridge, when I was walking down this sidewalk. So today is an interesting episode because it is Monday. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you all a little bit of a show. It's really hot, and the last thing you want to get when you're living in Florida is one of those weird like undershirt tans. So the tits are coming out. Oh yeah, large and in charge. So Papa Swolio's getting his sexy on. It's funny. Look, everyone's like tuning in now. I take off my shirt and then now people tune in live. It's hot as hell and I got my coffee. So, oh man, look at that. It's just blue skies. It's nothing. Anyway, so let's get back to the conversation. So it's interesting for a Monday because the title of this is Self-Doubt and Overcoming It. Self-doubt and overcoming self-doubt. And I actually had a little instance of this I shouldn't say I had an instance of this morning, but it comes and goes, you know, like, are you making the right, you know, am I making the right decisions with little things? Could be little things about business, could be little things about how I want to deliver content, you know? And when you have, you know, depending on what you do for work, you know, or what your, I would say your struggles or what you focus on with your day, you're going to have your own instances of that so-called self-doubt. And what I mean by self-doubt is not that whether or not you're good enough, not whether or not you're worth it, not whether or not you're like a good person, but is what you're doing the right thing? You know, is what you're doing the right thing? Is what you're doing, you know, the right move? And you know, you can take this into context with business. You can take this into context with fitness. Like, a lot of you will start a workout program and you'll wonder, you'll ask yourself, well, is this workout program the best thing for me? Are eating these foods going to get me the most results? I'm standing under a tree, so it's a little bit, get a little reprieve. There's always that doubt, right? There's always that doubt, like, are you doing the right thing? Are you doing the right exercises? Is the nutrition plan that you're starting the right move? And what's interesting, and I always come back to, whether or not I'm telling you all about it or whether I'm thinking about it myself, is that you really never know. You never know, and you're never gonna know. You could have confidence and you can be, you know, a positive thinking person, but essentially that's asking for someone to tell you the future, right? That's essentially trying to think. What's the way I want to deliver it? That's the audacity to be able to like travel through time, right? That's the ability to see the future, and that's ridiculous. Like, if I told you, man, I want to know what's going to happen, I'm really pissed off that I don't know what's going to happen. You know, why don't I know what's going to happen? Why don't I know if this is going to work out? You're not going to know, right? You're never going to know if it works out or not until it does. Like, you'll never know if a nutrition plan, you'll never know if increasing your carbohydrate intake or increasing fats or dropping X, Y, and Z, like, you'll never know if that's the best move for you until you do it. You can analyze and look at all the data and say, okay, well, if I increase my fat intake and I drop carbs because I'm eating X, Y, and Z calories, blah, 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 this could work. Sure, it could work. Fuck, a lot of things could work. Doesn't mean that it will work. And there's no way for you to know whether or not it will work unless you actually, you know, execute on it and you actually do it. So for me and for you, when you're thinking about these decisions, when you're thinking about your workout, when you're thinking about what workout you should be doing, when you're thinking about, yeah, I'm on a playground right now, it got a little weird, right? When you're thinking about what move you should make with your fitness, when you think about what move you should make with your nutrition, you're not going to know until you do it. So there's nothing, it's not so much self-doubt, it's just not knowing the future, not being able to predict the future. Like, how the fuck could you? Like, the audacity to think that you should know what's going to happen. The audacity for you to think that anyone has the answer for you. I'm going to have a lot of insights because I've done that. I've been there. I've helped a lot of people lose weight, build muscle. I've done it myself. I have a good physique. I have the physique that most people aspire to, that most people want to attain. So it makes sense, right? If I have certain things that people want or certain people want to have, it makes sense that I probably have some good insights on how you could get it for yourself. Is it going to be cut and dry? Is it going to be the same path that I took? No, because you can't go back in time and have my parents and do everything the same exact way I did. It's impossible. But what I can do is maybe help streamline a couple things that can shorten your journey and help you figure out some things on your end that make it applicable to you. So there's that exchange of reality and expectations, and also, I wouldn't say cutting corners, but helping someone else find their journey. And that's kind of what I always talk about when I say motivation. Like, you can't teach someone motivation. You can't give someone motivation. If you want to be motivated, it's not on me, it's on you. I can inspire you. I can maybe, initiate some of that inspiration. I can maybe ignite something. But when it comes down to, the real effect and the real result, it's still going to come down to whether or not you truly want it. Because if you want it bad enough, there's no amount of external motivation that's really going to help you. It's all going to come down to you're going to be self-motivated. You're not going to need me to push you. You're just going to want to do it yourself. So overcoming self-doubt, not knowing the future. No one fucking does. I don't know the future. Now, self-doubt and second guessing, there are things that might be currently working. And a lot of you, the reason why this conversation applies is that, okay, let's say something is working. Well, maybe it could work better, right? Why not look for another level? Why not look for change? I mean, there's two sayings here. There is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But then if you can make something better, go for it. There's also like that don't hesitate, right? Don't hesitate, no hesitation. But then if it's not broken, don't fix it. So what do? Do you always look, or are you on this endless hunt for what's better, what's next, what can I do better, what can I do better? Or are you happy with where you are and you focus and you just keep on moving forward at the same pace because, it's working. So it's working, keep your focus, don't change horses in midstream, or you have an idea, go for it, because you don't know until you try. And I understand that balance. And trust me, because I do it myself. Because for me, a lot of things are going well. But being like taking so much personal stock, and I'm gonna, open up a little bit here, that with the brand, with the Daily Swole, with Swolenormous, with Swolenormous Premium, the 90-day dash, that's all me. That's all me. And I put my heart and soul into all of it. And it's very hard for me to separate the personal, because it's me. It's me. When you're watching the show or you purchase any of my products, whether it's, my private group or my 90-day program, it's me. You're getting me. And, and that's what I'm, that's what I have. It's like my knowledge and my expertise and, all of the good stuff packaged into one spot, for me to give and provide more value at a higher level. But it's all me. So anything that happens as a result of, I don't know, the ups and downs of life, it's hard for me, like in general, to separate it from feeling personal, because it is personal, because it is me, and it's all my effort and all my desire. And I know that you have the same feeling. I know that you have the same feeling when you are changing your diet. I know you have the same feeling when you are trying a new training program and you're investing all of your time, all of your energy, all of that unknown, right? All of the unknown, all of the uncertainty. And you're putting all of that into your daily activities. And the challenging thing is you don't see results right away with fitness. You want to spend $200 at Best Buy and you want to buy a new camera. You go to Best Buy and you spend $200 and boom, you go home, bam. Not only do you have a camera, but you got a guarantee you can return it in 14 days, blah, 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 right? You have a receipt to prove it. With fitness, even when you sign up for my premium group, even when you buy my program, you can spend $1,000 at Whole Foods and buy all organic food and all that stuff. Doesn't mean dick. It doesn't mean you're going to see results. Doesn't mean you're going to see change. Doesn't mean you're going to, get anything from that. You still have to do the program. You still have to be consistent. You still have to wake up in the morning and get it done before work. You still have to put all this effort in. So there's no instant gratification. So you're still putting all yourself on the line, right? You're putting all your hard work, you're putting all your effort, you are sticking your neck out there for results that aren't going to just fall into your lap. Like, you have to bust ass, right? You gotta bust ass in order to see the change. Even if you purchase something, here, do this diet, do this, blah, 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 and you're sold that shit all the time when it comes to fitness. You're sold stuff. You're sold stuff all the time. The crazy thing is you're sold stuff on the premise that you'll get results, but nothing's fucking guaranteed. You could buy 15 training programs and not lose a pound of fat, because you still have to do it. You still got to do the workout, still got to do the training program, you still got to do the exercise. You still have to execute on everything. You still have to do it all. It doesn't matter if you purchase something. And I think a lot of you, maybe some of you watching, maybe some of you watching later, maybe none of you, but probably at least a few of you, have this sense of entitlement. Like the fact that you made a purchase, right? The fact that you bought something. The fact that you went out there and you bought organic food, or you went shopping here, or you purchased a program, or whether it's from me or someone else. I feel like there's this like underlying level of entitlement, as if you're owed results, as if you're gonna get it because you took out a credit card. Fuck you. Fuck you, you're not gonna get results. That's exactly the opposite. You'll probably see the opposite of results, because you're feeling entitled from every aspect of your life. You're one of those people. Just paying for something, investing a few dollars, it's not gonna get you a damn thing, especially when it comes to fitness. Fitness is the last thing. Exercise and health. Fitness, health, exercise, muscle, fat loss. That's the last thing, the absolute last thing that you will get any kind of sympathy or gratification from buying something. It's a gateway. It's a commitment. It's having skin in the game in order to move forward. It gives you the permission to start kicking some fucking ass, but by no means does it do it for you. So we have to get rid of the entitlement, feeling entitled because, oh, I said I was gonna do something, or, I purchased something that you're gonna fucking get something from it. Pfft, this ain't Best Buy, this isn't Amazon. You gotta put in work, right? And I think that mentality can overcome the self-doubt, right? It can overcome and counterbalance that period of, unknowing, that future. Let me flip this around. The future that is unknown. I feel like that can overcompensate for that, because the future is unknown. Because we will never, ever, ever know what's going to happen. If we put our head down and we work and we realize that there's no substitute for that kind of work. There's no substitute for the effort. There's no substitute for putting your head down and just slamming it out for weeks and weeks and months and months. That kind of grind and hustle is standard. Like, it's standard. You have to do it. And if you focus on that, the self-doubt, they'll creep in and creep out. You need to be consistent. The self-doubt is good. It can be healthy. It can keep you focused. It can keep you sharp. And it can keep you always looking for the best thing. Because if you have a little doubt, it's going to keep you hungry. Like, oh, I'm not sure if this is working. Let me work harder. Oh, I'm not sure if this is the right way. Let me change this up. But don't change things too often. It's like you need to move fast, but you need to have the patience of focus, because you need time for these things to work. It takes time for your physique to build. It takes time for you to build muscle. It takes time for you to shed fat. It took you 15, 20, 30, maybe 40 fucking years to get out of shape and to get soggy and to look like crap. It's not gonna take 8 weeks for it to come back off, or for it to be anything resemblance of what you have in your mind of what you wanna look like, or what kind of satisfaction you want to get from it. So keep that in mind. I want to check out some of these questions, because I know they're probably fire. So those of you that maybe been following my podcast, what I've been doing lately is dropping some audio Q&As on the podcast. So make sure you check out, I think it's only on iTunes, because I do it through Anchor. Drop some sweet podcasts. I also have the Daily Swole in there, but if you go into iTunes and you go type in Swolenormous, you'll also see some one-on-one calls, and also the little audio bites I'm putting for answering some of these questions here, because I just love audio and I think it's super huge for this type of content that I put out. So in terms of the ups and downs, in terms of the self-doubt and eliminating it, I just want you all to know that I'm human. You know, I have it too. I have the same kind of doubts as you do when I do things. I have the same type of, wow, should I change things? Should I mix things up? Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm not working hard enough. Maybe I'm not doing everything that I could. Should I change things? But then sometimes you have to step back and look at the big picture and realize that shit, things are working. Let's say you have lost body fat, you have built muscle. Maybe it doesn't feel successful within the past 3 days, right? I mean, you can have a shitty day, right? You're human. You're allowed to have a shitty day. You know, every day is wonderful, every day is a gift and all that stuff, but you know, you're allowed to have a day that's off. You're allowed to have a day that's not like out of control. You're not gonna have amazing days all the time. And I think if you give yourself that ability to step back and be like, okay, I had a really shitty day, or I had a shitty start to my day, or man, you know, today didn't look like my ideal day in terms of results or in terms of progress. But then you step back, you pull back, and you realize, well, fuck, if I look at everything from the past 6 months, wow, like 6 months, holy crap, that's exactly the epitome of success. The last 6 months is exactly what I want things to look like. I want the last 6 months every 6 months. But guess what happens within those 6 months? You're gonna have some days like today. You're gonna have a week that sucks. But in the 6 month window, you're gonna be on the up and up. You're gonna be losing fat. You're gonna be seeing progress. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be getting what you want. And it's just bumps in the road. It's bumps in the road. It's gravel. You know, it's a pothole. It's shit that happens that we have to deal with. And it's those little tiny hiccups. Those little tiny hiccups. So I'll leave you all with that. It's the little tiny hiccups. It's those little days that are sprinkled in throughout the entire 6 months. It's those little workouts, you know? I mean, how many bad workouts do you have? Hey, let's say you have 10 in 6 months. If you're working out 5 days a week, I mean, shit, that's 120 workouts. Let's say you have 10 shitty workouts. That means you had 100. It's not, you can see and look, okay, I had 10 shitty workouts. But then you can look and be like, well, I also had 110 good ones. You know, half empty, half full. So think about that. Don't get hung up on the setbacks. Move quickly. Don't get romantic about things. Focus on the good shit. I need to do that now and again. And just remember that self-doubt can be helpful, but it can also eat away if you're never satisfied and you're not looking at the bigger picture. So do not let that doubt wear away and start chipping away at all the things that are good. I need to do that as well. I encourage that for you. And another point that I'm gonna be bringing up today in the accountability meeting for the private community in Swolenormous Premium. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone, for episode 507 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Episode 507, lit like a tit. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll find this on YouTube, ASA to the P. Remember, podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes. Check it out. Type in Swolenormous. Love you guys. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. I'll be making some calls and seeing everyone in Premium for the accountability meeting at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll catch all of you tomorrow for episode 508. Laters.